Good morning, my friends. Today I'm going to give you brief review about additional mathematics 4037, May June 2019. Let's begin. These are just formulae. Now, this is the first question. Find the values of x for which x times 6x plus 7 is greater than or equal to 20. First step of this question, you must take this 20 to the other side. This way you will have your inequality 6x square plus 7x minus 20. Now this is a quadratic inequality. Then you have to factorize this, or you can use midterm breaking just to calculate two x intercepts, and then roughly sketch this and see which part of this curve of this parabola is greater than 0, means above the x-axis. Those set of the values would be the answer for this. Okay, now I'm moving forward for next question. And next question, you see, this is the two variables x and y, and y is equal to ln x over x cube. Okay, now he said x is greater than 0 because ln x does not exist for negative numbers. Now actually this is u over v function, and you will use the rule for u over v. The formula is u u dash v minus v dash u over v square. You can take this as v and the numerator ln x as u. Okay, so by this way you will get this required answer. I don't think you will have any trouble for this proof. Now I'm going for this next part of this question. Hence find the approximate change Hence, find the approximate change in y as x is increasing from e to e plus h. It's again very simple. You know, delta y over delta x is approximately equal to dy dx. You already have calculated dy over dx. In that expression, you can take x, the initial value is e, and then delta y you need to calculate, and delta x would be equal to h. So finally you will have the answer in terms of e and h. Okay, I don't think you will have any trouble according to this question. Now my next question is, here you see this is absolute function. The simple rule of thumb is just ignore this absolute, and then this becomes y is equal to 5x minus 3. This is straight line, just plot it and sketch and extend this line, and you see which part is below the x-axis. Just reflect that part in the line of x-axis. This way you can get the required shape of this graph, and this is v-shaped graph basically. Here you can do this question in two different ways. It's up to you. One way, by sketching, you already have sketch, and then sketch 2 minus x, and then see where they cross each other, and then corresponding value of x. Otherwise, just you take 5x minus 3 is equal to minus, use 2 minus x in the bracket, and then 2 plus 2 minus x equal to this 5x minus 3. This way you can also get two values of x. It's up to you. Either you use calculus method, or by sketching. Now in same way I'm going for this fourth question, and in this fourth question just take denominator. There is square root 5 plus 1. Just multiply and divide by this square root of 5 minus 1 over square root of 5 minus 1. You will see that there would be no surd in the denominator, and square root of 5 minus 3 can be simplified by a minus b whole square. When you take the square of square root of 5, that would becomes 5. Okay, now I'm going toward question 5, and in question 5 find the acceleration during the last 6 seconds of the motion. For the 6 second, actually this is that part, because k to k 6, k to k plus 6, this is 6 second. So the graph belong to this part is this one. So you have here k, the coordinate of this point k and 10, and the coordinates of this k plus 6 and 0. So you can find the gradient of this line. Gradient of this line will give you the acceleration. Now same way I'm going for this. The particle travel with constant velocity for 23 seconds. Find the value of k. So my dear, from the sketch you see that this is that part where speed is not changing, it remains 10 meter per second. Okay, so here is 4 and just plus 23, you will get 27. So k's value is 27. So this way you can find the value of k for this part. Now he said find use your answer, find the total distance traveled by the particle. Now you see this is basically a trapezium. You can use the formula of the area of the trapezium, or area of this triangle plus area of this rectangle plus area of this triangle, just plus them all, because now you have the value of k and k plus 6. So there is no issue, because in speed diagram area is equal to the distance traveled. Now I'm going to question 6. Question 6 once again is very simple. Given that A does not have an inverse, any matrix which is singular does not have an inverse. The singular matrix mean its determinant would be equal to 0. So you first calculate the determinant of this time, this x plus 3 times x minus 3, this would be x square minus 9 minus 2x square, and put it equal to 0, and this way you can get the exact values of the x. Now my dear, same way, uh, now write on the order of the matrix B. Order of the matrix mean number of rows multiplied by number of columns. There are 3 rows and 2 columns, so 3 by 2 is the order of this matrix. And now BC is there, and CB, he's saying that CB is not equal to BC. First of all, you must know that column of the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the second, such that their multiplication becomes possible. And now if their orders are not same, you cannot say that their product would be same. So, and secondly, it is not usual in multiplication of matrix, because products are not commutative, right? Now in the same way I'm moving toward question 7, my dear. Here you see the x and y, and you are such that this is state the rate of change of y. Rate of change of y mean you are going to calculate dy over du. So dy over du would be equal to secant square u, because the derivative of tan u is secant square, right? Now I'm here going to part second of this question, and in second question, my dear, he's saying hence find the rate of change of y with respect to x. Now use chain formula, chain rule, because first you already have calculated dy over du. Now you calculate dx over du, then dy over dx would be equal to dy over du multiplied by du over dx. So by using chain rule you can calculate it. Secondly, sometime during explanation I call you my beta, my sons. So if you are grown up or like me, my colleagues, I apologize it, because I'm also teacher like you. So I frequently use this word, so I apologize it. Next question, my dear. This is question 8, and this is again very simple question. Find the area of the shaded region. Actually, to calculate the area of the shaded region, he told us that this is right angle triangle. If this is right angle triangle, if even if it does not mention it, this is tangent and radius and tangent make 90 degree. So Now you can calculate area of this triangle. You can also, because this angle is given and this is pi over 2, and you can also calculate this angle by subtracting the sum of these two from pi radian. Okay, now first of all you will calculate this length or this length by using any trigonometric ratio, because much of the data is given in this question. And then you can also calculate the area of this sector, 1 over 2 r square theta. And then similarly area of this can also be calculated, right? Because when you find this length, you will subtract when you have this length, then this length would also be, from this length a to d would also be 8, and then you will subtract that length from whatever you calculate, that would be dc, and dc and ec once again would be equal to the radius for the circle whose center is a, this one. Okay, now you calculate this area of the sector, this sector's area, then subtract the sum of these two sectors from the total area of the triangle. This way you can calculate the area of the shaded region, my dear. And now find the perimeter. Now you already have done each and everything, and arc lengths are needed. Arc length formula is equal to L is equal to r theta, and now you already have theta of both sectors, and radius are also you have found. So I don't think you will have any issue regarding this question. Now I'm going uh, toward next question. This is again simple question, my dear. He said 11 different television sets are to be displayed in a line in a large shop. Find the number of different ways the television can be arranged. Actually, how many? 11 different word is very important, and all of these are used. So 11 factorial would be the final answer for this. Now for next question, he is saying of these television sets, 6 are made by company A, 5 are made by company B. Find the number of different ways of television can be arranged so that no two sets made by company A are next to each other. So first you fill the TV sets of company A, just making whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this you can fill by 6 factorial, and then inside these you can put B, and then see how many possible spaces are there. There would be 5 possible spaces, so 6 factorial time 5 factorial would be the answer for this. Okay, and now I am going for this question. The above question was question of permutation. Now a group of people is to be selected from 5 women and 3 men. Calculate number of different groups of 4 people that have exactly 3 women. So 5c3 and then into 3c1. This way you can do that question, because he has restricted you that you have to take 3 women, and then you can make only 1 man. So 5c3 into 3c1, this is the way to do this question. Now same way, my dear, calculate the number of different groups of at most 4 people, where number of women in the is the same as the number of men. Now calculate the number of different groups at most 4 people, at most 4 people, uh, where the number of women. Calculate number of different groups of at most 4 people. This means you can make the group of 4 people and women is same. Okay, if you make the group of 4 people, this means there must be 2 men and 2 women, and you can do that. And second possibility, because you cannot make the group of 3 people, because in the uh, in the group of 3 number of men and women could not be equal, then you can take 1 man and 1 woman, and end of the day you will plus the answers. So this is the way to do this question, my dear. Now I'm going to move this question. The points A and B have this coordinate respectively, and the lines equation is also there, my dear. Given that gradient of AB is 3, find the value of this. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 by using this is equal to 1 over 3, and you can easily find the value of P. Okay. Now, show that L is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Show that the line of AB is perpendicular bisector of AB. So first you need to take the negative reciprocal of this. This would be minus 3, and then you also need to calculate the midpoint of this, and taking the negative reciprocal of this and midpoint of this, you will see that uh, your answer would be same this line. So this way you can prove this question. Now in the same way, he say C is this, find the value. If this point lies on the line, this means you can take x this and y this on the given line, and you can calculate the value of key. When you already have uh, calculated the value of key, I don't think by seeing the grid you can find the area of the triangle 1 over 2 base time height. Okay. Now this is trigonometric equation, and you know cosec theta minus cot theta over sine theta. Cosec theta could be written 1 over sine theta minus cot theta could be written cos theta over sine theta over sine theta. When you simplify this, hopefully you will have this answer, right? And now he said this is equal to 5 over 2. Now you don't need to use this, as you already have proved in simplified form that what is equal to this. Use that and give your answer in this range. And now here solve tan 3 5 minus 4, this is equal to this. Okay, whenever you calculate this, first step should be convert this phi your angle in the equivalent. First multiply this by 3, so this way you will have 3 0 to 3 pi phi 3 over 2 pi, and then subtract minus 4 throughout this inequality, and then takes tan inverse of this by ignoring minus 1 over 2, then calculate the basic angle, and then mark the quadrant where you have negative values, and then give all the answers in this in this the range which you produce for this angle, and then give the corresponding angles, and end of the day again you need to subtract to put all your answers equal to 3 5 minus 4, and then give possible answers for 5. And now this is again very simple question. He said find the exact value. You know, when you integrate it, you will have e2x over 2. Okay, and then apply the limit of a0 and put it equal to 50, and from there you can calculate value of a. When he said give the exact answer, this means you have to give answer in whole numbers, fractions, and inserts, not decimals or insignificant figures. And now again this is again very simple question. A curve is such that the curve passes through this, find the equation of the curve. Actually you need to integrate it, because you know this is dy, and this dx when goes to the other side become 3 minus 2 cos 5x time dx, and then from there you need to integrate, because from when you integrate dy you will calculate y, and y represent the curve, and but when you integrate you know 3x minus 2 sine 5x over 5 uh, would be plus c, and then you calculate c, just take this point for x and this one for y, and you will have the equation of the curve. uh, Find y. This y is already there, just integrate that and evaluate this. Then this means simple question. First you need to calculate this and then apply the limit. This is upper limit and this is lower limit. Upper limits answer minus lower limits answer, whatever you have already integrated, this way you can calculate the corresponding answer. Okay, my dear. uh, Still if you don't have, if you have any confusion, you can ask me, in the comments, but never forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Okay, God bless you until and unless love face.